It's a simple thing in our little tradition. Good Friday. We don't have a lot of drama, processions. We hear the story. We remember the cast of characters. We hear their motivations. We see their behavior. And we remember an innocent man without any guilt whatsoever, shamefully put to death by the power of religion and government. And we ponder. Christ himself said that it was necessary for the Messiah to die for our sins. And Paul shared that good news too. But the church that was founded forgot about Easter. They got stuck on Good Friday and stayed in a world of judgment and guilt and shame and blame, and tried to explain it by saying humanity is so evil that God had to punish someone. But God didn't want to kill us all, so God killed God's only Son so that we didn't have to be wiped out. And this is the way it's been taught for 2,000 years. But in our little tradition, we prefer to remember the grace and the love, God's unconditional love of Easter morning that wipes the whole thing clean, that forgives everyone. That we not be stuck with a man on a cross buried in a hole in the ground with his mother watching crying, but that we be reminded that there's nowhere we can go and there's nothing we can do where God does not desire to set us free. And we're people just like the people in the story who've done things we're not proud of, who've done things that we might feel deserve punishment, who've done things that make us ashamed, who make us feel guilty. And some of those things we can see as definitive. This is who we are. I am the liar, I am the cheat. I am the thief. I am the adulterer. I am the drunkard. And God reminds us, no, you are my beloved child. And then we have our life where we have so many things that make us feel undeserving of God's love. Something about us is just not as good as it ought to be. We don't look right, we don't think right, we don't act right, we don't love the right people. We don't believe the right things. And we walk around looking in a mirror of our own making all the days of our life, when if we just look at God, you are my beloved child. It's all wiped away by Easter, over and over and over again. And so we give you these nails, not that you might stick them into your own palms and remember your fault or your flaw, but that you might emotionally nail them to the cross too and let them go, knowing that on Sunday, God will raise you up from wherever you've buried yourself, wherever society has buried you, wherever your neighbor, your psyche, or your idea of God. This is the good news of Easter. We go to Good Friday to remember how awesome Easter is, not to stay on the cross. For Christ didn't stay on the cross, and Christ didn't stay in the tomb. Christ was risen that we might rise and live with him in God's love. May it be so for all of you.